Okay, so now we're being recorded. Thank you. And if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat section. I'm not going to look at it right now because I have like serious ADD and I would not be focused at all, but we'll hit it after I hit on this. Okay. All right. So whatever you want to call it, your launch party, your release party, your like, I'm going to rock this out, whatever. Okay. Be creative, be yourself. But you want to set up this event because this is what's going to kickstart you. Okay. You want to do this in your first 30 days. Learn from me. I actually went past my 30 days before having mine, and I basically was putting my business on pause all the way until I had that. Okay. Because let me give you just a little rundown. When I had my launch party, is what we called it back then, I had 11 people come. Okay. 3 people became my customer, and then 1 person later on became my business partner. But I didn't have mine until like 45 days into the business. So look what would have happened, right? If I would have had it like immediately, I would have got those 3 customers and my first distributor like that. Okay. I did mine face to face, and just know this. I didn't know what I was doing, even though I was 45 days into the business. I had zero clue what I was doing. I had no products. I literally had what I had gotten, my free stuff and a package of wraps. Like, that's all I had. Okay. So you don't have to have like this amazing display and all these fancy things and everything under the sun. Okay. If you're doing it face to face, you have your catalog that you can print out. You can utilize the internet to show it. Just really think outside the box, and also think in the terms of you want to make money, right? So you're not going to go and buy a bunch of stuff and like spend all this money because that's not going to help you to make money, right? Okay, so you want to go ahead and get that date set. It can be face-to-face. I personally suggest you doing it face-to-face. And the 11 people that came were people that I knew. So I was like straight up with them. I like sat in a chair in my living room and was like, look, I don't know all the ins and outs of this, but here's what I know. And I just went through a couple of the products that I had tried, and then like gave them those catalogs for them to look at what all we had to offer. And then I got the wraps on people and let people try some of the skincare, because that's what I got with my free product credit. Because back then we got $120 in free product credit. So you're going to want to just do that. Get it on them. Let them try something. So maybe, you know, with your kits, you know, now our kits come with samples, right? Back then, guys, our kits came with wraps. That's it. I'm a grandmother in this business at this point. Okay. I've been doing this for a long time, almost 6 years. We didn't have anything. Okay. Literally we had wraps. And so you guys are already set up with so much more. We have evolved so much, and we are continuing to evolve, that this is only going to help you and those future distributors that are going to join your business. Yes, neck treatment. Okay. Our skincare, you're going to see instant now, right? You're going to see instant from the serum. You're going to see instant from the neck cream. Guys, defining gel, you slap some defining gel on the back of your thighs, you're going to feel and see the instant. If you put it on your hand, like I'm starting to get a wrinkly hand. Okay. I don't know what the crap's going on. I'm 36 years old, but this is what's happening. Okay. And I can put that on my hand. It already looks better. You know, these are instant things, right? And then 2, you guys and your kids are getting things that people can taste, right? So utilize what you have. The point to this is not for you to go out and spend bukudos of money. All right. We are in this business to make money, right? So that's what we're going to do. So you're going to go ahead and get that launch party set. Like I said, it can be face-to-face. I would suggest you doing it face-to-face. Okay. And then if you're not feeling the face-to-face, think outside the box. I can tell you guys, I have helped people do launch parties from my living room. I literally Zoomed in, and back then it wasn't even called Zoom. Oh, y'all, this is how ancient I am. We did, what's it called? What it used to be called? Oh my God. Oh my God, somebody help. Yes, I freaking Skyped in, y'all. I Skyped in. I forgot about that. Oh my God. So I Skyped in. Okay. You guys got better tools now, right? You have Zoom. You can use the 45-minute free Zoom. Or if your upline wants to let you utilize their login information, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but like if I am your upline, I would be more than happy to let you utilize that. Okay. So I did a launch party. This girl lived in Ohio, and I literally Skyped in to her living room and helped her lead the launch party. Okay. You really have to think outside of the box. All right. Don't limit yourself. Also, don't limit yourself on what you think you're able to do. When I first started this business, I wasn't wanting to stand up in front of people, so I didn't. I literally sat in a chair or on my couch with everyone. And literally it was like we're just hanging out. That's what this is about. This is about having fun, connecting with people, building those relationships. Okay. And we could do like a whole Zoom on launch parties and what they look at. And I actually sitting here saying all this because most of you are new. I think we probably need to do some sort of video on that. So I'm going to send that into our leadership. And I know too, there's probably people on our YouTube channels that already have them. So I'm going to get you guys some references for that, and I'll share it on the thread for this Zoom tonight. Okay. And here's the thing, everyone in here is not going to be like, oh, I'm a party thrower, right? Someone's sitting here like literally having like chest pains and like, oh my God, there's no way in hell I'm going to get up and do this, right? But here's the thing, this is about progressively stepping outside of your box and growing yourself. I know most of you joined this business, you weren't thinking that you're going to have all this self-growth. Well, I would like to go ahead and welcome you to self-growth, because there is going to be a lot of self-growth for you in this business. I am not the same person that I was in 2014. I have evolved myself. I have grown so much. I have been able to stand up in front of 500 plus people and speak. And I'm someone who has anxiety. I have clinical anxiety. And to this day, even when I stand up in front of a large crowd, I break out in hives, but I'm able to do it. Okay. And this business is going to grow you in so many areas. So be open to that. Be welcome to what this is going to bring to you. So instead of thinking, I'm not the type of person to have a party, think, what could I do to have the party? To get me to that next step, to being that person who can have the parties. Okay. Because you can grow your business in all kinds of ways, but here's the reality. Yes, you can grow your business behind this screen 100%. Okay. But where I grew my business the quickest and the most effective and lasting was when I was literally face to face with people, doing events, doing parties. Because you're building genuine relationships, guys. You're getting product on people. You're literally getting to know these people and their needs and helping them to meet the need. Okay, so we can't always hide behind this. So I really want to encourage you guys to get something on the books for this month. It could be that you have it in your living room and one person comes. Guys, I've had parties where nobody came. Okay. But that's going to happen, I'm just going to let you know, it might not be your first 10, but it could be your 11th one, but you have to be okay with that. This is all a process. And so just be open to the process. You guys can also do it through events. When I first started, I went to our local gym. I wasn't even a member of this gym, and asked them, do they do events for their customers? And they're like, yeah, actually we do a customer appreciation once a month. And I was like, hey, can I set up a booth and offer your customers something for free? And they let me. And they let me for a while until they felt like I was competing with their product, and then they cut me off. But there are going to be gyms who are going to allow you to do that. Look at these try it events. Go on to the page and see. There are so many examples of what you can do for these try it events, and Amy's going to speak more on that. I think that she just got on, so we'll touch on that more in just a minute. But get something on the books this month within your first 30 days that you can call whatever you want to call it, your launch party, your whatever you want to call it. be creative. And I would love for you guys to share what your ideas are on that thread for this Zoom for tonight. Okay, so the second thing that we are going to talk about, Amy's actually on here now. So, Amy, I actually talked about the party and launching it. So did you want to go ahead and talk about your organization, and then I'll end with the breaking up my goals, because I kind of went like backwards.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh wow, I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to. My internet's really messed up. So if just wave your hands or something if I start going in and out. Am I going in and out?
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm good? Okay. Sorry, I saw somebody waving their hands. Okay. So, hey guys, welcome. I'm so sorry about all the technical difficulties that we had. And for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Amy Spence, and I've been a part of this company for 6 years. So I'm an Ambassador Diamond, and I'm super excited about just our page and about all the cool things that page has. Nicole, did you go over any housekeeping things real quick?
No, I just introduced myself, and we talked about getting their launch party on their first 30 days. What does that look like? And what do events look like, and how they can do that?
And I don't know if Nicole told you a little bit about like how when her and I joined, it was so common for us to get people together. And I'm sure she told you all the different ways, but I was reminded of this yesterday when I did a bridal show. I love working events, and there's so many different things in your community that you can work. And you can team up with people if there's anybody in your team that lives around you. But I was reminded of how cool it is because we have so many things to sample, you guys. So when Nicole and I first joined, it was nothing but like wraps, and we were doing wrap parties, and like we had facials and stuff like that. But with this now, you get so many samples in your kit. You can have people sample collagen. You can have people sample our keto energy. You can have people sample our super reds, our super greens, our hydrate. So there's our keto coffee, all the different flavors. So get some girlfriends together. And I don't care if you've been in like 3 months or 3 years, this is a perfect time to just go ahead and get people in your house or go to their house or gyms like Nicole is saying. So I kind of want to talk about the organization piece, how important it is this time of year to be organized, okay? Conference is right around the corner. And with conference, for those of you that don't know, or those of you who haven't been a part of this busy season, comes a lot of announcements, like a lot of announcements. So Mark I'm sure there'll be product promotions. I'm sure there's going to be crazy bonuses that all of you guys are going after. And I don't know if y'all were all on the family call last night, but they said multiple times the work that you do this month is going to help you, and that no matter what they announce at conference, it will count for what they announce. So this means that you should not wait until conference when they announce the $25,000 bonus or $100,000 bonus like they have. I mean, I earned $150,000 bonus one time, you guys, real money. But you can't wait until then. So organization is what's going to get you guys through the next 5 months. Right now, today, if not tomorrow, I need you to come up with some form of organization. So I don't know how I can get these to you guys. I guess I can post them on our VisionCaster page or our team pages. But I got this from a leader, and I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if you can make your little screen big, but this is just kind of like everything I do every single day. So this is one whole day. And what I did is I put friend requests. Put on speaker view. Thanks, Nicole. Friend requests, follow on Instagram. Yes, it is from Rachel Jones. Post to post message and loyal customers. This is kind of like my 6 list that I do every single day. But I'm putting myself out there to check off all these boxes. So as you guys can see, I have some work to do tonight before I go to sleep, okay? So I have been highlighting as I go today. So far today, I've sent 50 messages, I followed 40 people on Instagram. I friend requested 8 people on Facebook, and I've sent 50 messages, and I've done my self-development for the day. I've read 1 chapter in my new book. So right then and there, you guys, I knew what I did today. I probably would not have known how many messages I sent, and I also have 4 host to post up. So brand new host to post up. So I will somehow get you the blank version of this. And yes, I will post on the VisionCaster page in the comment section. Oh yeah, thank you. And Ashley Pfluger is like my inspiration for this, you guys. My other inspiration that Ashley gave me is I printed off a blank calendar and I made one on the Over app for my team, and I can post it in the comments of where I posted the Zoom information. I'll post it in those comments. But I'm going to focus, we have so many products, right? Who's kind of brand new on here and you're like, oh my gosh, we have so many products. I don't even know what to post about every day. I mean, I'm like that, and I'm 6 years in, you know? So with that being said, Ashley has always done this, and I'm copying her, but I am going to start posting about certain products. And this week, and really the whole month of January, I'm focusing on coffee, greens, and Thermofite X. And the reason I'm focusing on that is because of the bundle that we have going on and all the promotion the company's doing, right? So, and plus it's really easy to upsell. Like if you're selling someone the coffee and chocolate greens, it's really easy to throw in that Thermofite X with that price. So that is what I'm going to post about on my story. And if I make a product post on Facebook for this whole entire week, and I'll show you guys the calendar when I post this, but you'll see that I literally made a calendar of the products I'm posting every day for the month of January. Organization, you guys, you don't have to think. So then I can go, and you know what? The story I may post in my story today, or the post I may post today, I'll reuse probably Thursday or Friday. Because if 30 people saw it today, then a different 30 people are gonna see it on Friday. So don't feel like you can't use the same things, because you can, okay? So with that, also, having your 6 list printed out, and this one sheet is 6 days worth of work, and then having your calendar about what you're going to post is going to make your life so much simpler for the upcoming month. But that's not all that we need to do. You also need a notebook. And I don't care what it is. I personally have done notebooks, whatever, but I recently am doing a spreadsheet, okay? I'm doing a spreadsheet on my computer, and there's also, when you do a spreadsheet, you know, if you have an iPhone or a smartphone, you can also download the app, and it can go on your phone as well. So it's literally with you every single place you go. But if I'm having really in-depth conversations with people on Instagram and people on Facebook, or the girl at my work, I'm writing their names down. And I'm writing their names down. I'll show you mine. I'm afraid to do anything on my computer. But I am writing their name, their first and last name. If they're on Instagram, I'm writing their Instagram username. And then I'm also writing out what product that they are going to, that we're talking about. So if I'm really talking to Nicole about hair, skin, and nails, I'm going to put that, hair, skin, and nails. If I'm really talking to her about the opportunity, I'm going to put that. I recommend spending, and please remember, I've been in this business for 6 years. Like, you got to follow the copycats. Nicole and I have been successful. Follow what we're saying, you guys. Take nuggets from people that have been in the company for a long time and who have found success, okay? And somehow take what they say and make it your own, or do exactly what we say. But you want this notebook, because when Mark is on stage, and if you're not in that room, then that's fine, but you're going to hear about all the announcements. You're going to want to go back to this notebook or this spreadsheet, and you're going to be wanting to send messages out, okay? You're going to want to remember every person you've talked to for the last 6 months about the business. And remember, you guys, if Nicole tells me no, she's still going on my potential list, because everyone goes on my potential list. Even if they tell me, no, Amy, I'm never going to join your business, they're still going on my potential list. And do you know why? Because every 6 months, Every 6 months, someone's life changes, okay? I'm looking at one of my very brand new distributors who Nicole and I got connected with by my college best friend, who her daughter was born with PKU, and somehow my college best friend Kayla, who's also part of the business, found Kayla on Instagram. She started a group message with Nicole and I, because Nicole and I have PKU children. And Kayla is sitting here. And when, 7 months ago, when she was still pregnant with her Caroline, her baby's name is Caroline, but 7 months ago when she was pregnant with her Caroline, she didn't realize that her baby was going to have PKU. So when I say that people's situations change every 6 months, it does. It's a birth of a new child, a divorce, a separation, a death, maybe having a child, maybe, losing a job, maybe, financial stuff. I don't know what it is. So people are going to want this opportunity. So until someone blocks me on Instagram or Facebook, or until someone like literally unfriends me, they are a potential in my eyes, okay? Another girl that maybe is on here tonight, I talked to for 3 years. She barely messaged me back, and now she's on my team, and she's been on my team for 2.5 months. So just remember that anyone should be going on this list. And then the last thing I really want to talk about is, grabbing a book, doing self-development, whether it's a book, a podcast, an audio book, whatever. I think one of the biggest things, and I think Nicole can say the same thing, but I think one of the biggest things that I truly have been blessed with this business is this. I heard someone tell me, actually Nicole was with me. We were in Las Vegas and we met somebody who was a part of direct sales for years. And he said, I always told people it's a personal growth plan with a compensation plan. So think about that. When someone asks you what you do, now my new answer is it's a personal growth plan, but it has a compensation plan as well. Because it's so true. I would never know the power of self-development. And I'm already on almost on chapter 2 on this. And actually I am on chapter 2. And this has been highly recommended. I'm not telling you to go out and buy it. But my goal in 2020 is to read 2 books a month, and they're not going to be my trashy romance novels that I really like to read. They're going to be self-development leadership books, Christian books, just any kind of book to better myself, devotions, or not my devotional, but they're going to be books. And so I picked this one up today by John Maxwell, and I just want to read something to you guys. It talks about the first law of growth is the law of intentionality. Growth doesn't just happen. So it talks about the different laws and what the different growth traps. So why people actually don't grow. Because there's you probably have people in your life that are just stagnant, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're very content on where they are in life. They go through the motions and they get so in routine that it becomes hard for them to grow. So it talks about the growth gap traps. But the one that I want to really talk about is this one. So the timing gap, it's not the right time to begin. And it talks about the law of diminishing intent. It says the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds that you will never actually do it. So I thought about that. How many times do you sit there and you're like, oh, I should go put up a story, or I should go live drinking my coffee, or I should go message 5 people. I should go fold laundry. I should go do something nice for my husband. And you think about it, but then you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. No, it never will happen if you keep doing that. And then the other thing that I talked about is the perfection gap. I have to find the best way before I start. So this kind of resonated with me, why so many people join our company, but they don't actually really start. And it talks about similar to the mistake gap is the perfection gap, the desire to find the best way to get started with the growth plan. So they're saying that when you start something, whether it's It Works, a relationship, like whatever it is, it talks about how we want to see the whole route, okay? We want to see where we're going. We want to see our destination. And I can kind of like relate it to my PKU journey. Like I remember I cried myself, like literally holding Caroline for the first 4 nights with her diagnosis. I didn't put her down. I wouldn't let anyone hold her. I literally cried in a chair and I let her sleep on me, okay? Because I wanted to see the end result of her life. I really did. I wanted to see her as that 30-year-old woman, that 40-year-old mom, whatever. But the thing is, it's you can't see where we're going, you guys. You see it progressively. So as you move forward, a little more of the road is revealed to you. If you want to see more way, then you got to get moving. So if you want to see more of where you're going, you've got to get moving and doing the action. And that's what he says. He says, the inspiration gap, I don't feel like doing it. Just do it. And the last thing that I'm going to say is one quote that I had that, let's see. Okay. The expectation gap. And here's the formula. He talks about success. He says, I don't know any successful person who thinks growth comes quickly and climbing to the top is easy. It just doesn't happen. People create their own luck. Here's the formula. Preparation, growth, plus attitude, plus opportunity, plus action equals luck. So action is the biggest part of the formula, you guys. So when you're looking at these tasks and you're seeing all the great content and you're getting organized, I realize I can't just print this out and just stare at it. I got to do it, right? I got to fill it out. I got to hold myself accountable because I do have goals this year. And then I'm going to turn it over now to Nicole because Nicole said something to me the other day and I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to explain this to me. And I'm just going to let her talk about what she realized about her goals in 2020.
And one more thing I want to say about what she said about just like the follow through. So something that I have learned, like, and I've done it consistently in one area of my life in 2019, and that area has grown abundantly. And so what I kept thinking whenever she was saying that is to be obedient to the nudge. So like when you feel led to do something, like do something nice for your husband or go do the laundry. I mean, it could be something so super simple. You should be obedient to the nudge because that nudge can be leading to something else. And so I would really want to just encourage you guys to just be obedient to those nudges as you go through this business. Like I said about, just with the events and the party and when you're out and about and something within you is saying, hey, I should share this with the cashier. You really have to put yourself to the side because this really isn't about you. We are selfish by nature. That's why we are human, right? And it's just our nature to be self-centered. I mean, I'm talking about myself here, but you need to put yourself to the side because if somebody would have robbed me of this, I wouldn't be where I am today. And my story goes a lot deeper than why I started and why I am where I am today. But because of It Works, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in another city and getting my son all the things that he needs. And I would have never came here if it wasn't for It Works. So you really have to think, I know when you first start, you aren't thinking that big, but I believe that we are being asked to think big from the get-go. And I just really think that you guys, if you will just put all those things to the side and just be obedient to the nudge. So like I said, when I first was talking to you guys, I've been in this business for a long time now. I keep referring to myself as a grandmother, but I feel like that because I'm almost 6 years in. And so, and just so you know, I had no intention of going past 30 days. But that's like for another day. But for the past 3 years, just so you guys know, like I started at the bottom and then I went to the top 1%. I did it in a year and a half. I had promoted to Presidential Diamond. I earned $135,000 in bonuses. I was making 5-figure checks, like a sick amount of money. Like literally in 2 months, I was making what I made for my annual salary as a school counselor. Okay, that's my background, as I was a school counselor. But the past 3 years, I have not been making that. Okay. And what I have learned through that is that like I literally have felt like so much failure in the past 3 years, just over and over again, and like not getting where I need to be, and just never being able to celebrate the wins, even though those wins aren't those 2 months of making what I made, in my salary. But I haven't been able to experience any wins. Like I've just constantly been robbing myself of the wins. And so I set these big goals for the year, which I encourage you guys to do. Okay. I wholeheartedly believe in setting an annual goal. Okay. And you can call that a dream board or whatever you guys want to call it. Okay. But I wholeheartedly believe in having annual goals. Okay. But what happens is, and this is natural. Okay. I want you guys to think right now on, December 31st, you guys were like thinking, I'm about to go balls to the wall with my diet, my finances, my business, whatever. Okay. Everyone has these thoughts. Okay. And you set this plan in place, but we're 6 days in, and I guarantee you the majority of you have already slipped. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. It's like, I use this analogy because I can relate to it. You may not relate to it because it may not be something you've experienced. But I went to church camp from the time I was in like middle school all the way to my sophomore year of high school. Okay. When you go to church camp, you're like ready to rock and roll. Okay. You're all in that environment. You're like, oh, I'm living my life right. I'm doing all the things that God's asking for me to do. But here's what happens. You're going to leave church camp. Okay. Insert whatever analogy you connect with. Okay. But you're going to leave church camp. Okay. And the second that you leave church camp, I'm talking about you get in the bus to head back and something's going to happen. Okay. And you instantly start slipping because life happens. And I mean, this is not for this, but like that's warfare, whatever. If you're a believer, whatever, it's warfare. Okay. So you're going to have that. It's going to be, okay, forever. All right. And here's the thing. You have something on your hands that is life changing. I know it because I've lived it. I've experienced it. Okay. And so there is another side of this life that is here to kill, steal, and destroy. Okay. I'm not here to preach no sermon, but I'm just trying to give you a little reality. Okay. There is something really big that lies here. And there is something that's going to want to fight that. And that's going to be a battle within yourself. Okay. And you're going to literally, you done come out to church camp for 6 days and you done slipped. Okay. Myself included. I done had to redo my plan. Okay. Cause I was like, oh, I'm going to do keto. And then I was like, yeah, cause the first day I done ate some carbs. Okay. No, I ain't doing keto. So I was like, we gotta readjust this. Okay. So anyways, I have to do 30-day goals for myself. So that in the past 3 years, I mean, it's exhausting feeling like a failure constantly. It'll like deplete you of life. And a lot of good things have happened to me over the past 3 years, and God has faithfully taken care of me. And I still have made 6 figures, okay, a year, just not from It Works, okay? But because of It Works, I started some other things, and it allowed me to still make 6 figures, okay? I'm still a 6-figure income earner. But I lost sight of that, okay? I just feel like I've been feeling like a failure for 3 years. So I was like, I cannot feel like this anymore. So I'm going to have my annual goal. But I'm like, I'm going to do 30-day goals because I can do that. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to break it up by day, by week, and then the month. And I'm just going to keep doing that over and over and over again. So I have a financial goal for ourselves. I have a fitness goal for myself. And I have like a health and wellness, which is just taking my supplements, following some type of meal plan. And like 6 days in, I mean, first day I had already slipped. Okay. But like the thing is I can wake up tomorrow and I can get back at it for my daily goal, not thinking about the end result. Because what happens is I start feeling like I can never obtain it. It's too far away. So I'm going to take it day by day, which leads to a week, which leads to a month, right? And then I'm going to start all over again. So that's kind of like, I don't know if that makes sense to people, but that makes sense to me. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And I mean, I'm a team of solo now, just FYI. I mean, I do have a leg. I mean, I see some of those people on there, but I mean, like, they already got their thing going on. So I'm kind of like starting fresh for myself. Okay. So I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. And then as I enroll my new people, I'm going to help teach them to do the same. So, and it doesn't need to be these exact things for you, but for my business, this is broken down, and some of it is by minutes and some of it is just by the task. And so I literally said, these are the things that I'm going to do. And we came up with these things, myself and 2 other girls who I've been working with on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we're like, these are the things that we're going to do. So I'm messaging for 30 minutes. So like when I do a Power 30, I'm just straight messaging. It could be follow-up. It could be initial message. It could be product today. It could be business tomorrow. It could be 15 minutes of product, 15 minutes of business. There's really no right or wrong here. And I have really bad ADD. So like 15 minutes in, I'm already freaking done with that crap, ready to move on to the next thing. So like I got to switch up my message. So like for me, it's usually I might message about the product and then I might message about the business because I have ADD so bad. Then I'm interacting for 15 minutes 2 times a day. Because what happened was I was doing this messaging, but I was doing no interacting. And there has to be balance, because here's the thing, the nature of here's the beast within this business, okay? If you are not consistent, which means do something every single day, you will be running a rat's race. You might be balls to the wall today, but do jack crap tomorrow, you're going to be right back to where you were. I'm just telling you because I've been doing it, okay? I'm just being straight up. I've been running a rat's race for 3 years. I mean, even if you do it 3 days and then don't do it for 2, you're back to the rat's race. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. Okay. So like, I know that most of you probably joined this thinking like, oh, I'm just going to make a little side cash, but I think you already need to change your mindset and be thinking major cash, because when I joined this business, I was thousands of dollars in credit card and medical debt. Thousands. Not because I was living some lavish life. It was because I was trying to meet the needs of my son. Okay. And I couldn't meet them. And so how I met them was by putting it on a credit card and then setting up all these freaking payment plans for my medical bills. Okay. Well, when I realized by doing a little bit, I could make almost $500 a month, I was like, if I do a lot consistently, I can free us of this debt. Okay. And we were freed of that less than a year into this business and bought a boat in cash. Okay. So it was more abundantly than I was asking God for. Okay. And that's the God that I serve. I don't know about you, but so, you have to go into this, stop thinking so small. And I know that it's hard to think like that because, you just started, right? Like, oh my God, if I just started and someone tells me this, I'll be like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, I can't wrap my brain around this. But if you would start working towards wrapping your brain around it, right? I said, when I first started the Zoom tonight, I said, have an open mind. Walk in this with an open mind. Walk in it with an open mind. If you will do that, so much will change. Instead of like instantly thinking there's no way that I can do this, or there's no way that I can send that message, or there's no way that I can do this, that, and another. I'm 6 years almost in this business and I still struggle. Like right now I'm having an anxiety attack. See, that's what it looks like. Okay. I still struggle. I'm a human being. Okay. But I'm going to continue to work through it because this business has so much to offer. So I'm going to do 15 minutes a day, 15 minutes 2 times per day. I'm also going to follow 100 people a day. I'm going to unfollow for 30 minutes. Remember, I told you some of this is task and some of this is time because I have ADD really bad. Okay. And then pre-planning, what does that mean? That means like getting my posts together. And if you just started this business, you need to go and borrow right now. Borrow and make it your own. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Borrow and make it your own. I'm not saying copy and paste it because someone would read it and be like, yeah, Elizabeth would not say that. You see what I'm saying? Like, but take it, borrow it, and then make it your own. And you have your upline for that. You have most of our profiles are set to public. I mean, you can go and look at my stuff. You can go and look at Amy's stuff. You can go and look at Ashley's, and you take these things You borrow them and then make them your own. I've been in this business almost 6 years, and sometimes I still do that. Because I'll be like, oh, dang, that was such a good post. I'm about to tweak that and then say it like this. Okay. But, go and get it yourself, though. Like, don't be expecting some kind of, like, handout. Because when I joined this business, Amy was not like, hey, go make this post. Okay. Like, she was not doing that. Like, I was just, like, throwing crap up that looked like garbage and it sounded ridiculous and it looked like an ad and it worked. Okay. I'm just telling you. So, do whatever you got to do. I really don't think there's a right or wrong. I think that when you start thinking all this, well, that's how Jane Doe does it, and I just started, and mine doesn't look like that, and this, that, and another, you're already self-sabotaging. So, like, just go in and just do it. Who gives a crap? Like, literally, as I get older, I'm becoming more like, I don't really give a crap what these people think. And most of them, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, most of them are my best friends who drink Haterade. Still 6 years in. Move on with your freaking life. Y'all are a part of this business, made bajillion dollars, and then act like it don't even exist no more. You got to move on with your life. Sometimes I'm still bitter about it, as you can hear in my tone. But anyways, you got to just work with it. Okay? So, so unfollow, pre-planning. So that's me getting ready. I'm getting ready for the week. So this is what happens. I'm not sitting there getting frustrated when Tinsley is asking me 5,000 times to go get her an orange, because I've already done that. I'm not sitting there doing that. Instead, I'm getting up and going to get Tinsley the orange. I'm not aggravated about it. It's not taking up my time with her. When you are being purposeful,
yes,
during your time, then you're not going to be doing those things. Because y'all, everything that I'm speaking is things that I've lived. I've literally yelled at my kids, been agitated by them, ignored them, because the time where I was investing, I started scrolling, or I started answering some message that some random person sent me, or I get a text message, and I'm going to sit down for 15 minutes and that's all I'm going to do is pre-plan. And that's all my focus is on.
And to add to that, Nicole, I don't mean to interrupt you, but to add to that, like, that's where my 6 a.m. power hours have stemmed from. And not everybody wants to do that, but I will tell you, like, my mornings are so much smoother with Caroline, and I can tell a difference when I sleep in or I don't get up in the morning to do the 6 a.m. power hour. Our mornings are so hectic. I feel so rushed. My day is so off. But waking up an hour earlier, and so for some of you, that may mean you wake up at 5 a.m. or you may wake up at 4:45. I don't know what that looks like for y'all, but it just gets your day going so amazing. And then you have, you've had your time with your devotion, your self-development, whatever, and then you can go get some work done, whether even if it's 30 minutes earlier, guys. Just like Nicole said, break it off into sections.
Yeah, and right now it's about to be 11 o'clock my time, and I got to get up at 5:45. Like, I'm really not trying to do this, but I'm gonna have to. Okay, so sometimes you're just gonna have to, and these are all choices that you guys make. Like, no one's gonna tell you that you have to do this or that. This is, you make it how it's gonna work best for you. Okay, so if that means that you're on the toilet for 15 minutes, hiding them from your kids, whatever. Whatever you gotta do. Okay, I've signed lots of customers on the toilet. For real, I'm not trying to be funny. Because that's the only place that I can go and hide for a minute. You got to do what you got to do. So, and then I'm going to start a new relationship with one person per day. So this actually came from one of the girls who was doing this with me. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. And I'm like, and the relationship can look like anything. So it doesn't mean that it has to be It Works related. Because like I told you before, I connected with Amy before she started this business. Okay.
I really love that, Nicole. You need to tell people. I like that a lot. I'm writing that down.
Yeah. So I've been very intentional with that. And here's the thing, I'm talking to these people about something that ain't got nothing to do with It Works. Now, some of them I am talking to them about that, but and so this is what it does too. So I'm actually a stay-at-home mom now, right? So I don't see nobody, y'all. Look, I didn't wash my hair today. I did go out today to Tinsley's, her gymnastics, but most days I'm not seeing anybody. I literally take my kids to school. I might go to the grocery store, and most times I'm not talking to anybody. But here's the thing. When I'm at the grocery store, I need to talk to somebody. Start a relationship with them. Even if it is that I see this person at Publix, I speak to them, we start talking about something, And I might run into them again. I don't care what you do, how you do it. Add them on social media. I've done that a gajillion times. Girl, let me add you on Facebook. Here I am. Add me. Don't overcomplicate it. Or it could even be like where I live, like I live in St. Augustine, which is big, but where I live is small. So like this is a developing area where I live. I'm going to see those same people at Publix. Okay. So even if I talk to her today, I might not see her for another week, but we've started this relationship. I'm counting that as a win. You make it look however you want to. But like I'm counting it as a win regardless of if I add them on social media or get their telephone number or whatever. If I start a new relationship with someone today, it's counting as a win. And so when you think about that, at the end of the month, I'm talking just 30-day goals, right? I've made 30 new relationships, right? I've added 3,000 people to my network by following 100 people a day. Okay, I've unfollowed a crap ton of people because I'm doing it every single day for 30 minutes. These little things, because that really is truthfully what this business is about, is doing the same. I want to call it crap because honestly, I don't like doing it. Like because I am so ADD, I get bored so easily, but you're going to do the same thing over and over again. You're going to do it today. You're going to do it tomorrow. You're going to do it the next day. You're going to do it 6 years later. You're going to still be doing the same thing. Now, sometimes it's going to change a little bit how that looks, but like how we get 4 customers, it still looks the same. I go and ask people. I follow up. I plant a seed. I mean, it's the same, guys. Like, it's just repeatedly doing it. This business literally, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. I mean, look at me. I'm not some like majorly smart marketing person who has like a gajillion years in sales. No, I'm just a small town girl from literally a dot on the map who has a degree in education. Like it has nothing to do with this. So like it should show you when you look at these stories of other people, you should be thinking like, well, if them, me too. Like when you guys go to conference, like I'll never forget this, the first conference that I went to, I mean, I'm super blessed of how like quick my business went. But when I went to my first conference, I was a triple diamond. And I remember looking at those people who were in VIP and I was like, those people are no different than me. Like I never was like, oh, they're so privileged or they got in at the right time or whatever. It was never that. It was just, if they can, so can I. They're no different than me. So that should be your mindset, just going on from here on out. So those are the things that I'm going to be doing every single day. And then like, if I fail today, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to get right back at it. I have to be able to celebrate those wins because if you guys don't celebrate the wins as you go, like talking to someone and making a new relationship today, you're going to beat yourself up and then you'll eventually just, either burn out or whatever, so that's kind of what I'm doing. And you guys can make that look for you however you want. Like these tasks I'm doing doesn't mean that they're the right tasks to do. You can make it look however you want it to look for you. So that's it.
Yeah. And every morning when you wake up, just check that VisionCaster page. There will be new tasks posted every single morning. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know how to do something, or tag somebody in the comment section of the post, tag the page host and say, well, what do you recommend for this? Do you have a message script for this? Do you have a picture of hair, skin, and nail results? Don't be afraid to ask, guys. This is our team page. But I want to say one thing. I had 2 closing comments, and one of them, Christina, I'm gonna call you out, and I'm gonna be super sweet to you. But when you say you tried waking up, it goes hand in hand with what I was about to say. At the end of the day, you guys, just do it. We hear it almost every day. I know, do it. Just do it. Just do it. I just can't get myself motivated to lose weight, test my blood sugar, work out, wake up earlier. And we hear an equal number of sighs from diabetes educators who can't get their patients motivated to do the right things for their diabetes and health. We have news for you. Motivation is not going to strike you like lightning. And motivation is not something that someone else, a nurse, a doctor, a family member, a best friend, your spouse, can bestow or force on you. The whole idea of motivation is a trap. Forget motivation, just do it. exercise, lose the weight, test your blood sugar, whatever. Do it without motivation, and then guess what? After you start doing the thing, that's when the motivation comes and makes it easy for you to keep on doing it. Motivation is like love and happiness. It's a byproduct. I'm going to repeat that again. Motivation is like love and happiness. It's a byproduct. When you're actively engaged in doing something, it sneaks up and zaps you when you have least expected. You're more likely to act yourself into feeling than feel yourself into action. So act. Whatever it is you know you should do, just do it. And then the last thing I want to say about this book, because I just thought it was great, he talks about the fear factors, and he said the fears that keep people from being successful. The following 5 factors come into play. So y'all listen and see if any of these apply to you, because I know they applied to me in the beginning. The fear of failure, the fear of trading security for the unknown, the fear of being overextended financially, fear of what others will say or think, fear that success will alienate peers. Which of those fears most impacts you? For me, it was the last one, alienating my peers. By nature, I'm a people pleaser and I wanted everyone to like me. But it really doesn't matter which fear affects you the most. We all have fears, but here's the good news. We also all have faith. The question you have to ask yourself is, which emotion will I allow to be stronger? Your answer is important because the stronger emotion wins. So is your stronger emotion going in tomorrow going to be faith, or is it going to be fear? So think about that tomorrow when you're doing these tasks. I want to encourage you to feed your faith and starve your fear. And then the last thing, this is so good, it's at the very end, the change from accidental to intentional growth. So I never thought about this, you guys. People tend to get into ruts in life. They get in an easy groove and they don't try to break out of it, even when it's taking them in the wrong direction. After a while, they just get by. If they learn something, it's because of a happy accident. Don't let that happen to you. If that is the attitude you've developed, then you would do well to remember that the only difference between a rut and a grave is the length. The only difference between a rut and a grave is the length. How do you know if you slipped into a rut? Take a look at the difference between accidental and growth. So he goes on to say that someone who accidentally grows in life are people who plans to start tomorrow. So those of you listening and you jotting down, I saw everyone taking notes that when Nicole was preaching, and I was too, because she's so good at talking. But if you're already thinking in your head, I'm going to start what she's doing tomorrow, then you're going to accidentally grow. Waits for growth to come, learns only from mistakes, depends on good luck, quits early and often, falls into bad habits, talks big, plays it safe, thinks like a victim, relies on talent, and stops learning after graduation. The person who intentionally grows and then therefore becomes successful is the person that insists on starting today, takes complete responsibility to grow, learns before mistakes, relies on hard work, perseveres long and hard, fights for good habits, like Nicole was saying, follows through, like Nicole was saying, takes risk, thinks like a learner, and relies on character and never stops growing. So, boom. I hope you guys learned something tonight. I hope you got kind of motivated, but you guys, I'm learning so much from this book. I'm only on chapter 1, but not even that. Just go find you a book tonight. Invest in yourself. Download an audiobook. Find a podcast, whatever it is. Go print your organization sheet out. Go break your goals down daily like Nicole showed you guys how to do. Think about all the people you can ask to maybe have a launch party. If you're confused about having a party, we don't even have to call it launch party because some of you guys have been in for forever. Get with your enroller today and let them talk to you about how to start that. And then I just want you guys to know that we believe in you so much. And like Nicole said, this whole journey is your journey. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, but those consistent daily actions are what's going to set you apart from those who are successful in this business and those who are not. And like I read, Teresa wrote earlier tonight in the comments that she's been in for 4 years. She's not where she wants to be, but she's not quitting because you guys, if it takes Teresa year 8 to go ambassador, guess what? I don't know how old Teresa is, but if she goes ambassador on year 8, I guarantee you she's going to be able to retire from her job a lot earlier than if she would have quit. So you've got to think about that. 37, she probably would still be working. Yes. So anyways, everyone have a great night, and we'll catch you later.